In what is yet another case of the leopards that are eating very well after the election, as a result of the election, you have a Trump voting couple in California that was detained by Border Patrol. Turns out this couple, after being detained, is having some regrets about what they brought about.
Oh, no!
Of course. George and Esmeralda Dolez are U.S. citizens. So they're Americans. They're as American as apple pie. But they happen to be Latino. And so, look, they're citizens. They were allowed to vote, and they wasted their vote on Trump. Not once, but twice. Okay? In 2020 and 2024, respectively. And now, as a result of their 2024 vote, they are getting the day that they voted for. In fact, last week, the couple had been pulled over by an unmarked vehicle as they were looking for suitable campsites on their way before a dentist appointment. Okay? Now, they were speaking to NBC 7 San Diego, and they said that the dark-colored SUV had started following them near McCain Valley Recreation Area. They, the vehicle then flipped on their siren and pulled them over for, no reason. Now, George was like, what? Why are we getting pulled over by that weird unmarked SUV? What the hell is going on here? And that's like, you know what? That's okay. That's all right. We didn't think that we had anything to worry about. We're American citizens. We know our rights, and, we got rights. We weren't doing anything wrong, so what's the deal? Well, that was her first mistake. Okay. Agents who were masked then got out of the vehicle and approached the car. Now, again, they were wearing these masks. They couldn't identify them. And so George is like, okay, so this weird SUV that is unmarked, filled with people with masks, has police sirens and lights. What the hell is going on here? He says, who does that? Criminals do. Robbers and thieves do. Kidnappers do. And you know what? That is what we are seeing by our own government. Yes, but it turns out that it's ICE, immigration. Yeah, that's right. Now, that's what you voted for. Okay. What about mass deportation did you not understand? This is what you supported. This is what he said he was going to do. He was going to do mass deportation. He was going to pull people over. He was going to racially profile people. Yes, that is exactly what they said that they were going to do. Now, there was video taken by Esmeralda, and it basically records the conversation here. Now, the agent at the driver's side window had said, quote, the reason why we're stopping you is because you did some U-turns, and there was a known alien out in the area. And no, I don't mean Alf. They're not looking for Alf, okay? No, they're looking for anyone who happens to fit the description of an immigrant. And that's it. That's it. And so, but, doing U-turns was enough for them, for these ICE agents, these Gestapo people, to come in and say, oh, we got to stop that. We got to stop that car. It's those people. They fit the description, you see. George, he was just like, hey, look, man, I'm just out here wasting some time before a dentist appointment and checking out potential campsites. We like to go camping. Okay. But, the agent replied, oh, yeah, well, if you have a dentist appointment, then why are you out here in the middle of nowhere then? Huh? Why are you out here wasting time when you got a place to go? To which George responded, look, we have the right to travel anywhere we want to. We're American citizens. Why are you messing with us? Look, they do have that right. They are American citizens. Okay. Now, how'd the agent take that? He's like, you know what? Absolutely. You do have that right to go wherever you want. And I've got the right and I have the authority to stop you. Think about that for a minute. This man, these unmarked agents, no identifying markers, wearing masks and everything, have been given the authority to stop people who are not committing a crime. Okay? And these people were not committing any crimes. Their only crime was not being white. Yes, they were racially profiled because of the color of their skin. This is the America that the right wing has been trying to build for decades, where people are racially profiled and then harassed by masked thugs. And now it's here. They have it. You voted for that. Now it's here. Now, George asked the agent, he's like, "What? Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white? Because our skin doesn't match?" Yes, exactly. That's it. That's what we warned you, was going to happen. We told you this was going to happen, that they were going to racially profile people in order to get rid of them. Okay? It doesn't matter if they're U.S. citizens, doesn't matter if they're not criminals, because most of the people that have been arrested and deported by ICE are not criminals, do not have criminal records, but it doesn't matter to them because they are not white. They are Latino. They are people who are from, other countries that don't quite look like, the stereotypical average white person. And that's the point. That's what they want. Okay? They want to get rid of those people. Okay? So now, George was like, "Hey, here's my ID. And this will show you that I am an American citizen here. I am legally allowed to be here. This is my ID. I am asserting my rights, okay, as an American." So what do the cops do? They called in a K-9 unit. Why? Well, they'll look for drugs, of course, because, the assumption is, see, they're criminals because they are Latino. And so we must do a drug sweep, on your car. Okay, we must do it. We have to. We got to find the drugs to give us probable cause to arrest you. And now, what did they find? They found cannabis. They found cannabis that was purchased legally. Now, they took that as enough, probable cause to do a full vehicle search. The couple was then ordered out of their vehicle and threatened with arrest if they did not comply with the search. George recounted how this made him feel. Terrified, he said. Absolutely terrified. As a husband, you're seeing your wife, shaking and crying. Your natural instinct is, I got to do something to protect her. And then, what is this going to lead to? In my mind, I'm thinking of so many things. Okay, if I fight these guys, I'm going to lose. I could get killed out here. But why should I allow them to trample on my constitutional rights? Why should I allow them to get away with this stuff? Well, I mean, hey, I get it. But at the end of the day, remember, you voted for this. You enabled this. You ignored the constant drumbeat of warnings that this was going to happen. It is past the point of you being able to have done something about this, because the chance to prevent this is over. It's over. You had your chance to stop this, and you didn't. You enabled it. Okay, that's the problem. Now, after the full search, the agent could be heard on the video telling the couple that he could, if he wanted to, seize your vehicle and ticket them for having legal cannabis, in your car. Oh, okay. But then he decided to be magnanimous and let them off with a warning. Okay. All right. There you go. He said, and I'm going back to George here. He said, "Look, this place is controlled by goons in masks, in unmarked vehicles, chasing down American citizens just because of the color of their skin. Nobody should be afraid of their own government. They're here to protect, to serve, not to be pirates." Well, that was before. That was before you voted for the pirate. Twice. And look, it's not like you didn't know who they were, who he was before. Okay, the first time in 2016, you could say, all right, look, people were duped. I get it, right? Second and third time people voted for him, people like George, you should have known better. You should have known better. Look, he said this, quote, "I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time because of the promises that Trump made that he lied to us about. going after the worst of the worst. He lied on those and he stole our vote. Okay, but that's the thing, though. Yes, he lied. That's what he does. Okay, over 30,000 documented lies in just 4 years. Okay, but here's the thing. He did not steal your vote. You gave it to him. You gave it to him freely and willingly, despite the fact that there was more than enough proof out there that Trump is a liar, a criminal, and a racist. Period. You can't claim ignorance on this one, guys. Especially now since it's too late. You see, you voted to hurt people, and now, well, look, you hurt yourself. That's what happens. That said, they've got a message here. George says, do not comply, because complying is going to get you into a prison concentration camp. That's what it's going to do eventually. Maybe it might be sooner than we all think. We can't let them take our rights, said Esmeralda. Then we're nothing. Well, it is already too late. You have the concentration camps in El Salvador, and then you have ICE being more well-funded than the Russian military. And guess what? They are building camps like that all over, like Alligator, Alcatraz, all over the country. That's what they're doing with that money. They're hiring tens of thousands of ICE agents to go and harass people like George and Esmeralda every single day. So he's already taken your rights. He's taken away due process. He's taking away democracy. Look, aside from all the stuff that Trump is doing, you have Republicans, the Republican Party that is backing him 100%. And they're, in Texas, for example, rigging districts through gerrymandering in order to give themselves, in that case, 5 more seats in Congress. And they'll do it everywhere else, too. Now, the Constitution clearly says that redistricting can only happen every 10 years after the census. But Trump says, I don't care. I don't care about the Constitution. I want 5 more seats. We're going to do it so that we can remain in power. And that's an example of how the guardrails for democracy have been pretty much removed. What we were spared in the time from 2016 to 2020 is now being enacted. It is now happening. Just like we said was going to happen if voters gave Trump another chance. Look, at the end of the day, I hate having to be the I told you so guy. But, I mean, with everything that's going on, I freaking told you so. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.